Have you ever thought a marriage could start collapsing because of one harmless-looking text? At 6:12 a.m., my wife, Megan, sent me a message that said, "Just grabbing coffee with a friend." That was it. No emojis. No explanation. I stared at my phone longer than I should have. Not because I was angry, because something felt off. That quiet pressure in your chest that men rarely admit exists. I typed back calmly, "Ask him if his wife liked the hotel on Maple Street." The typing dots appeared, then vanished. 5 seconds later, my phone started ringing. I didn't answer, not because I was hurt, because I was thinking. The house felt wrong when I finally got out of bed. Not loud wrong, quiet wrong. Megan's side of the bed was cold. No movement. No light under the bathroom door. Just a faint buzzing sound from the kitchen. Her phone. Megan never left her phone behind. I walked in barefoot, still half asleep, and saw it on the counter. Screen lighting up with a new message from a name I didn't recognize at first. Brent Holloway. That name didn't belong in my life, yet it was sitting in my kitchen like it owned the place. I told myself I wasn't that guy. 20 years together. I'd never checked her phone before, but your instincts don't care about your principles. I picked it up. No lock screen. She'd removed it weeks ago, joking about having nothing to hide. That wasn't trust. That was confidence. The messages were open, clear, casual. Can't wait for our private booth again. Coffee doesn't need privacy. And that's when I knew this wasn't a suspicion anymore. It was the beginning of something much worse. Backhand index pointing right. If you've ever trusted someone and felt that quiet warning inside, stay with me. Because what I found next wasn't just betrayal. I didn't confront her. I didn't yell. I did something far more dangerous. I documented. Megan came home an hour later, calm and polished, like nothing was wrong. She grabbed her phone, kissed my cheek, and said she had meetings all day. I smiled and wished her luck. The moment the door closed, I sat down at my desk. Her laptop was still open, logged in, email visible, calendar synced. People get careless when they think they're safe. I started collecting facts, dates, hotel names, calendar overlaps. Her yoga mornings lined up perfectly with the same coffee windows. Charges on our shared card. Emails she never mentioned. 3 weeks of lies stacked neatly into a timeline. I named the folder system Glitch, because this wasn't an accident. It was a routine. Then I looked up Brent Holloway. Clean website, motivational quotes, smiling family photos, wife, kids, Sunday perfect life. That contrast told me everything. I sent Megan one text. Asterisk. Hope Brent enjoys his coffee today. Asterisk. Her reply came fast. Too fast. Asterisk. What are you talking about? Asterisk. Then another. Asterisk. This isn't funny. Asterisk. Innocent people don't panic like that. I shut my phone off. That's when I realized something important. This wasn't about catching her cheating. This was about protecting what I built. So I did what professionals do. I escalated quietly. I sent evidence, not threats, to the people who mattered. Brent's wife. A few shared contacts. No opinions. Just facts. The phone started ringing minutes later. Truth doesn't whisper. Crashes in. And when Megan burst through the door that night demanding to know what I'd done, I looked at her and understood something chilling. She wasn't afraid of losing me. She was afraid of losing control. Backhand index pointing right, but what I discovered next proved this wasn't just an affair. It was a coordinated plan. The threat came that night from an unknown number. Asterisk. You should have stayed quiet. Asterisk. That's when I stopped thinking like a husband and started thinking like a system engineer. The next morning, my biggest client called, panicked. An email had been sent from my account containing a corrupted file. One I never created. Someone was trying to burn my reputation. I called my business partner immediately. We traced the metadata. The file originated from a public Wi-Fi location near my house, sent while Megan was asleep beside me. This wasn't emotional chaos anymore. This was sabotage. When I confronted Megan, she finally cracked. Not with guilt, but fear. She admitted Brent wasn't just involved with her. He was using her. And she wasn't alone. Her best friend helped. Files were copied. Data shared. A buyer arranged. That buyer? A rival company that had chased my clients for years. There was a meeting scheduled that night. I didn't walk away. I prepared. We recorded everything. Timelines. Conversations. Confessions. I coordinated with people who knew how evidence works. When the meeting happened, it wasn't a deal. It was a trap. When authorities walked in and laptops were seized, the room went silent. No speeches. No drama. Just consequences clicking into place. Brent panicked. The buyer backed away. Megan stood frozen. She asked me quietly, asterisk, what happens to us? Asterisk. I answered honestly. Asterisk. There is no us. Asterisk. Because betrayal doesn't end marriages. Choices do. Backhand index pointing right, and what I did next wasn't revenge. It was recovery. I went home alone that night. No shouting. No celebration. Just silence. And a clean desk waiting for work to begin again. I called my clients one by one. I told the truth without emotion. Trust is rebuilt the same way it's earned. Slowly, honestly, and without excuses. Megan moved out. No courtroom drama. No begging. Just an ending. People asked if it hurt. Of course it did. But here's the truth no one talks about. Losing love hurts deeply, but losing your name, your work, and your integrity hurts worse. This didn't start with a hotel room. It started with a small lie that seemed harmless. That's how betrayal grows. Quiet, gradual, until the cost is impossible to ignore. I didn't win because I was tougher. I won because I stayed calm, gathered proof, and let reality speak louder than emotion. So if you take anything from this story, take this. Protect what you build. Protect your name. And never ignore that quiet feeling when something feels wrong. Because once trust breaks, it doesn't shatter loudly. Cracks silently until everything collapses. Subscribe our channel to get more videos about betrayals. And tell me, backhand index pointing right, what would you have done in my place?